we are live. Welcome to TOKENVERSE, everyone, a podcast powered by FMFW.io, where we discuss the ins and outs of crypto, bringing you meaningful conversations based on trust and growth, and with the latest leaders in our industry. Today, without further ado, I'm excited to introduce my guest, Trade the Chain's co-founder, Alex Mascioli. Alex, welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to host you.
Oh, man, thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate you as well. Now, it's great to have you on the show, and it would be great to start by you introducing yourself to our listeners and get them to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name's Alex Mascioli. I'm one of the co-founders of Trade the Chain. My roots start in traditional finance in the hedge fund industry in New York City. And back in 2017, transferred that experience and those skill sets over into institutional crypto, where I founded a crypto hedge fund administrator, and then became head of institutional for a large prime broker in this space before creating Trade the Chain. So I am full-time, knee-deep into crypto. Love it. It is a fun life.
That's amazing. Love to see your experience, and I'm pretty sure your experience before crypto played a huge role when you started Trade the Chain, right?
It did, absolutely. A lot of transferable knowledge and skills from TradFi go into the crypto world with anybody who has that type of experience. It's definitely fascinating.
Yeah, and you've quite your experience has provided you great connections within the industry as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, back in particularly back in 2016, 2017, when crypto hedge funds first appeared on the scene, more or less, my experience from traditional finance in that space really helped a lot. A lot of new managers and even experienced hedge fund managers from TradFi leaned on us for experience in launching new crypto funds, administering new crypto funds, because back then, creating rolling month-to-month values for crypto assets held was a lot more difficult than it is today. So that really allowed us to gain a bunch of traction. And I think, by the end of 2018, we were administering over 25% of the world's crypto hedge funds and assisted that many to launch. So it definitely was good to have that experience behind us. And it allowed us to really penetrate into the crypto space really well, to the point now where our team is relied upon as thought leaders, and we help a lot of retail people out who've just been entering it. So it's, I guess, it's almost like a college degree of sorts.
That's amazing. Now, for those who are not yet familiar with Trade the Chain, could you please describe what the project is about and what you're trying to achieve?
Yeah, absolutely. So the TradeTheChain.com is our company, and we provide data for retail investors and traders. Our dashboards are very similar to like a Bloomberg, where we have individual crypto tickers listed. We data scrape social media, and we use our proprietary algorithmic technology to assess a sentiment score to it. So what that means in a nutshell is how people are publicly feeling about any particular crypto. We also do the macro market as well. And that gives traders, investors an extra tool in order to decide whether they want to purchase, enter a position or exit a position, for that matter. So, public sentiment has become a necessary trading tool for investors, because it is the fundamental analysis of crypto is very opaque. So unlike the traditional world, where you can, say, hey, I think Bank of America is a good value. If it liquidated, this is how much, actual liquidation money there would be, as opposed to its share value. In crypto, you can't do that analysis. So we like to give investors that edge, basically, on whether they it confirms their technical analysis or not. And we're great education. We have a great educational community. We're 24/7 in our private Discord chat. It's really fantastic.
That's really valuable when it comes to trading, to get access to the team 24/7 and, to just feel that there's someone that's been through the industry for a while and there's someone that can support you when you're starting out. I think that's very valuable.
Yeah, crypto is a scary world if you don't fully understand it. And so our goal, even far and beyond our technical dashboards for investors, is really to hold people's hand as we all go through this journey. And so that's why we're very accessible to our members on a day-over-day basis.
That's really great to hear. Now, let's dive deeper into Trade the Chain's ecosystem. How would you break down the ecosystem when it comes to utilities that it offers to its users?
Sure. So, our users are great consumers of crypto counterparties. Say whether it's wallets, whether it's exchanges, whether it's DeFi protocols or the such. They're huge consumers, and so by doing that, by them being in a position, we decided to go out and partner up with a lot of these counterparties, whether it's individual protocols. Dash, or if it's exchanges like FMFW, or whether it's wallets. It doesn't matter. We went and we wanted to partner up with them, and we wanted to create utility where members within our ecosystem and our partners within our ecosystem were able to be rewarded. So it's whether it's reduced trading fees, it's whether it's higher staking rewards, it's whatever is important to them. We decided to go that extra step and create more utility than what our digital product was just offering.
That's great to hear. And when you mentioned before that it's a great educational experience, I can assume that it's an educational experience for you still as well, because, traders can always teach others. Even though you have been in the industry for a while, you can always learn from new traders as well, right?
I learn from our members more than they learn from me, I feel. Crypto is a large industry. There are so many different facets of it that you can't be a specialist in just crypto. People are specialists in NFTs, or they're specialists in DeFi or the spot market. So with that being said, I learn every day from our members who are more familiar or more specialized in an area of crypto than I am. And it's almost like its own organic research machine. So I learn every day. We all do.
We sure do. So, it's for me as well, since we've been working with so many different projects, and especially clients that come from all over the world that have specialized in different utilities when it comes to the industry. It's such a learning journey. Even when it comes to working with clients, there's always something that you can learn from them, and the community itself as well. There's so much valuable feedback out there, and all you have to do is just listen and ask and be part of the conversation.
You're exactly right. I mean, I'm very jealous of your position. You get to speak with all these different companies, and it's all about being part of the conversation. If you can get yourself into that conversation, you're going to learn, you're going to expand.
Absolutely. And, I think one of the things that has helped us is making sure that we come across as someone that wants to serve our clients and acting out of someone that wants to give, not just wants to take. I think that really helped us to develop our relationships within the industry and build relationships based on trust. Because at the end of the day, especially in today's market and scenery, trust is something that really goes a long way.
Oh, 100%. And it just goes to show that you're celebrating your birthday month, this month. So congratulations on 3 years old. Most of your team, a lot of your team has been around since that first year. And in crypto years, 3 years is more like 9 years. And it's a testament to how you guys have operated within the ecosystem, how you guys have built that trust and have attracted those customers and things of that nature. Because you're absolutely right, there are certain points that you need to achieve or aim to in this world in order to be successful. Trust, knowledge, caringness, those are all some of them.
Appreciate that, Alex, on behalf of the team, and it's always been a pleasure to sit down and chat to you and the team and to work together. And this is just another episode of our Scent and FMFW story.
Thank you very much for having me. It's always appreciated. I love you guys, and you guys are doing great stuff.
Thanks a lot, Alex. Now, going back to our conversation, I would like to pick it up from the roadmap. Could you please walk us through the current stage of the development and how does the next step look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now where we are, we launched in October of 2020. We're rolling up on our 2-year anniversary. During that time, since we first deployed our sentiment dashboards to our customers, we have evolved, we've developed, much of our progress has been community driven. So we adapt to what matters to them the most with various features and enhancements. We're really at a stage where that is very robust, and we're entering into a new cycle where we're launching Scent Galaxy, which is our multi-chain self-custody wallet with internal swap mechanisms from multiple liquidity partners, and cross-chain swapping as well. So this is something that we're launching as the next demand from our members. It's very sentiment driven as well within that app too, and that is all builds into the cohesiveness of the Trade the Chain ecosystem. So our roadmap now is the launch of Scent Galaxy, and hence where the Scent token, which was first listed on a centralized exchange with you fine folks, comes into play as a utility ecosystem token. And then also we're in the process of launching our online academy for members as well, in order to maintain to our educational roots of being with them through this journey.
Wow, these are very important steps. It's actually interesting to hear that you are building the Galaxy wallet based on feedback from the community. I really like that approach. And it's been quite rewarding to see that there are still projects out there that really listen to the feedback that are getting from the community, and they're not just listening to that, but they're also acting on it.
Absolutely, I think the success of just about anybody nowadays in this in these markets is going to be building stuff based on community feedback, listening to who your fans are, who your members are, and designing around them. Gone are the ways where you think of a great project, you take no input or feedback, and you just put it out there for people to buy, and then wonder why people don't buy it. Well, you got to hear the feedback, and you have to hear the criticism in order to build stuff that is going to be used. Otherwise, it's just going to collect dust on the shelf. So it's very important, I think, to do that.
Absolutely, I definitely agree with you. And education, as you just mentioned, building an academy is a very important pillar as well, especially because today users find their favorite products and they satisfy their needs in a very different way than it used to happen, let's say 10 years ago. Now a user goes through an educational, I would say self-educational path, and as a project, as a brand, making sure that you are contributing to the user's education will go definitely a long way.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And nobody likes to be alone on a journey, so we make sure that none of our members are.
Absolutely, that's the right way to go. Now let's talk about sentiment trading and sentiment analysis. Could you please tell us why is sentiment analysis important in today's market?
Sure, absolutely. Sentiment analysis is a much needed when investors and traders make decisions. They point to a few different things that they analyze. Crypto Twitter, whether you like it or not, is one of those as well. The social media aspect. So you have your technical analysis, but there's a lot of people that don't have technical analysis skills, and that's one of the things that we're teaching in our academy, though, for people. But sentiment analysis is where you're garnering that where the either hype up or the hype downward is coming from basically anybody in the world who's involved with social media. So what we do is we scrape Twitter and the internet, and we do this multiple times a minute, and we're able to do it contextually. So we do it in native tongue for any of the social media that gets put out there. We
Yeah.
then once we digest it, we're able our AI is able to weed out spam bots as well as pump and dumps, basically just crap that isn't out there or false positives. And we're able to give a particular crypto based on its social media outputs what a particular score is, and that score can be positive, it can be neutral, or it can be very bearish. And so we translate all that for the users, for the investors and traders. And the reason we do that and why we believe, and well, not believe, it is such an important part of crypto investing, is because there's just no way to do fundamental analysis. You can have a docs team, but you just don't know what's under the hood anymore when it comes to digital assets. It's very opaque. And not that that's a bad thing. Just this is another tool in order to get around that opaqueness.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's necessarily something bad. It just requires more attention, I would say, going the extra mile. And as you just mentioned, having the right tools can definitely make a huge change when it comes to making the right choices.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Now, I'm curious because you've mentioned what you are building towards. It's actually interesting to look back on this year since it's been quite an eventful year for the market. How did 2022 treat you and the team?
I think it treated us the way it treated everybody else. It was a big slap. It was a hard coming down off of a really raging bull market.
Yeah,
But it taught, it taught us a lot of lessons, and I think the biggest lesson out of 2022 that's going to make everybody in this space stronger is the lesson of risk management. Risk management is something that wasn't taken wholeheartedly by everybody in this industry. You get very clouded when you have a bull market and everybody gets excited, me included. And so when that risk management failed for some of the big guys out there and created a catalyst, a very systemic negative downturn in the market, it was one of those moments or one of these years where you looked back and you said, well, kind of did see that coming. Why didn't we do anything? And it's because we're jaded. We're all making money in the bull market, right? We don't look at everything. So
yeah.
I think for us in the team, it was and a lot of people out there, it was a lesson well deserved. And I think moving forward, this big lesson is going to make us is going to have us move forward in leaps and bounds because it is such an important lesson. And now we're going to implement it. So I think the growth of the crypto industry, the growth of our company and our team is going to accelerate as we leave what has been really a monumental year for crypto.
It definitely has been a monumental year. And, it actually also takes relearning because I feel like some of us that have seen previous bear markets have definitely learned some of the lessons we are still learning today. But as you just said, we get carried away. We go with the wave. and there's so much influx of money that goes into the industry as well in a bull market that it takes a lot of relearning at the end of the day.
Yes, you're absolutely correct with that. And the lessons are sometimes hard.
Yeah, they're not easy to digest. Now, I'm actually curious to talk about one of the key features that the Trade the Chain membership comes with. What would you say that the key feature is, and why should traders get a membership? What stands out from other competition that's out there?
Fantastic question. So there's our differentiator in our DNA is a couple things. And to me, I guess what we focus on as being the most important. That is one, the technology. So our technology is unique to us. As in proprietary and how we discern and distribute information that we're digesting. And that's a very important factor. Number two is the access to both our team, which is we're all mainly come from the institutional side of crypto and TradFi before that. We know a lot of the cats in the space. We've been around a lot of these projects since the day they were born, as well as access to our other members. We have members that are extremely bright, extremely connected. Our membership ranges from the housewife next door that is brand new getting in, through the intermediates, all the way up to the advanced expert members who've been in crypto since 2013. So having that access is a huge commodity. Our community we value as much as our product. So those are the two main reasons. And listen, we offer it for 2-week trial for free. So if it's not for them, they can leave, and there's no commitment. And if it is for them, we welcome them in.
Those are incredible strengths, and you would want to have that trust to the team that you are basically investing not just your funds, but also your time and your emotions as well.
Yeah, our membership, and I think the members feel this as well back to us. I mean, we're all we're more of a family than we are, quote unquote, a membership. We're growing through this. I mean, we have members for the last couple of years, that we interact in our community, every day of the week, and we feel like we know them, but they could be in Belgium, they could be in Australia, and but they're friends, they're family, and we treat them as such, and they treat us with the same respect as well. And particularly it's fun when we get into our Discord channel video calls and our weekly AMA, which is all video and stuff like that, because you get to see the rest of your family, what they look like. And it's really interesting to see the unique, the broadness of people and their characters. So it's fun.
Yeah, I really like the idea of having weekly calls and AMAs with the team, giving that access and personal connection to your community. I think really makes a difference between communities that stay together in difficult times and communities that get disrupted by other players.
Yeah, absolutely agree. It's important.
Yeah. Now I'm actually curious to talk about price versus sentiment, because it feels like they can definitely go together, but there are, I'm sure you know this more than me, there are definitely people who side with one side and there are definitely people who are against the other side. So how do you see the benefits of trusting both sides, price and sentiment, instead of dividing them?
I mean, and so every situation is definitely unique when it comes to crypto, and when it comes to price versus sentiment, our product is best on the mid and low caps. So when you get the blue chips, the top 10, and particularly Bitcoin and Ethereum. Price sentiment is a great macro indicator in all markets. When you get down to the mid and small caps, sentiment becomes a leading indicator for price. So where at the top you can get a macro sentiment, we saw Bitcoin going bearish into the last U.S. Fed meeting, and we understood that depending on where we were at and where the moving average is at, that we were our probability of going lower was going to be great, and we did. The Bitcoin and Ethereum puked, but then we have things like with the, let's call it, with the mid caps, and there could be some partnership announcement, there could be some particular news event, and again, this could be good or bad. And you'll see sentiment either begin to spike or begin to drop, and in those cases, there's a price it becomes an indicator, or sentiment becomes an indicator of where price action will go. And so our traders benefit off of that by able to put that into watch lists for themselves on cryptos that they particularly cover, and they get a lot of upside, whether it's longs or shorts, or even if they're DCAing, they know when to go in on the low moves in order to DCA. But on those mid and low caps, sentiment is very reflective of where price is going to be shortly thereafter.
Do you ever get shocked or just surprised when you're performing this analysis? And because I'm pretty sure that you've seen quite a lot of scenarios, but do you still get surprised when you see the reports and the sentiment analysis?
I do. The data is being, everybody can see the data in real time, with sentiment on the charts. And, I wouldn't say I get blown away. Okay. So, I mean, there's some situations where we'll have, news, good news come out and people are negative on the news. And I'll say, wow, that didn't go as how I thought. But thank God I was looking at the sentiment because the price just went down, I don't really get shocked too much. There's a couple instances with some mid caps. Celsius's token over the summer, they formed a sell token squeeze movement. And we could see that appear in the sentiment charts, and people were actually, even though the company was going through their bankruptcy filing, you had this movement going along where people really wanted to short squeeze the token. We saw that reflective on sentiment. We traded with that sentiment and took profits. The same has happened with Voyager's VGX token as well. And anybody who watches me on YouTube knows I started analyzing that trade a month ago, and followed sentiment on it. And we were up a couple 100% on a situation that was negative, but for people who are taking opportunity in the free market, it was a tool that really helped us grab profit in a bear market.
Which is not something easy to do, and that's why you need these tools and the very valuable data that it provides. It can be game-changing.
Yeah, and that's really the lesson everybody needs to learn is, you don't just make money in a bull market. We show people how to do it in a bear market. So people are able to take profits, make money all throughout the year, depending on what tools they're using and what's going on. So it's really important to teach people that. Everybody thinks a bear market comes and they just go to sleep and hibernate until it reverses, but that's not the case. There's opportunities abound everywhere, and we hope that our product and our data and our community helps people feel empowered to seize those.
Yeah, I hope so too. And I think creating the academy will be a huge step forward for the trader chain community. I think it will be game changing.
That's how we view it. So thank you for the positivity.
Absolutely. I'm actually excited to for the reveal of the Academy.
Thank you very much. Well, we look forward to sharing it shortly with everybody, and we appreciate it.
Is that gonna happen this year?
Mm. It's good. Yeah, it's happening this year. We're just kind of going through the final production stages of it, so we're super excited. I mean, we'll probably look out for about 30 to 45 days from now. We're launching.
That's very exciting. And is that going to be part of the membership?
Yes, that will be part of the membership, and then we do drip out on our social medias some selective free ones as well. But the bulk of the courses will be are for the membership, and it's also in a earn to learn program. So you do
That's
receive
great.
crypto as you go through the courses. Yeah.
That's great. And also, do you select the courses based on different levels of understanding and experience and skill? So someone who's
Yeah,
completely new can still learn.
Yeah. So they go through everything from beginner modules all the way up to experienced and advanced modules. So the hope is that if you're new, you get to start off at the beginner modules, and you get to really take in what's there. And as you advance through the course, and as you graduate from the academy, the goal is for you to really have a foundation for a comprehension of many different things in the crypto sphere.
That's great. It's very well thought out, and I'm sure the community will appreciate it. And we will make sure to amplify the message.
No, I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's one of the more exciting things we're doing.
It's our pleasure. Now, since we've talked about the team, it's it it tickles my curiosity to learn more about how do you see collaboration with other players within the industry, because I feel like it's a very important differentiating factor when it comes to our industry and other industries. Competition is quite different when it comes to the crypto industry, and collaboration is one key element that makes it different.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that really appealed to me when I got into crypto was how collaborative it is. And that the collaboration continues to this day. I think it's really important for the growth of the ecosystem that people keep doing that. And I think the majority do follow this trait. And the reason being is because that we're all in it together type of attitude. The mentality that growth can be achieved in numbers, and that we all have, for the most part, a very similar outlook on why we're here. And it is to have, to have this ecosystem, these currencies and whatnot, kind of in our control, and for us to build the land with. So collaboration, I think, is what has built cryptocurrency and blockchain communities since the beginning.
I totally agree with you. And for us as an exchange, we really thrive on the collaborations like AMAs, podcast episodes, giveaways. This is what we always look to include for our community members, and it's been one of our growth tools, to be honest.
Yep, and keep on doing it, because you guys are some of the pros at doing this, and it's remarkable to see how you guys have incorporated it into your business as a leading exchange. So
Thanks a lot, Alex. Appreciate that. Now, my last question is, how do you see quarter four unfold for you and the team, and for the industry as well?
I apologize. Could you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, absolutely. I was wondering, how do you see our last quarter of the year unfold for you and the team, and how do you see it happen for the industry as well?
Yeah, I think take the market out of the equation. I think for the industry and for our team, it's a positive. These are the markets that you build in. This is where teams get closer. So I think you're going to see a lot of really a lot of ingenuity from projects and from companies in this system, and I think we're going to come out the other side in 2023, more evolved. Bear markets tend to give you a break. It's almost like a rest period, so that's when a lot of people put their heads down. From a market standpoint, I think we're feeling the pain. We're going to feel more pain as we finish out this year and begin next. And it's going to be up to the operators, all of us, and the participants to just really take that ingenuity that we're pressing now to come out the other end. But as you know, and everybody else who's been in the industry for a while, with each cycle and with each year, we progress, and we'll come out the other side much better than we came in.
I totally agree. I also think that it's still so early for the industry. Like, we are so close because we are part of it and we are so engaged, but taking a step back and contextualizing where we are and where we are heading, I think we are still so early.
We are so early, it's not even funny. If somebody got into crypto right now, they are part of the forefathers. It's a responsibility that's been thrust down on us for willing to participate in it, and for good or bad, we have to do what we can for down the road and what happens there. But we are literally the explorers here.
We definitely are. I love how you put it. That is, it isn't a responsibility. It really is a responsibility, and it will only go forward if we use the right tools and if we make sure that we keep educating each other and collaborating with each other and making sure that we move forward together.
Yep. 100% agree. I'm with you.
Thank you, Alex. It's been an absolute pleasure hosting you today and learning more about Trade the Chain and trading in general. I'm always learning when I'm chatting to you, so it's an absolute pleasure for me.
Thank you very much. Same way back to you. Always love being on with you. And again, happy birthday to FMFW.io. Many more to come.
Absolutely. Thank you, Alex. And speaking of the birthday, our birthday party is still going on. Right now, we have an amazing trading competition going on. You can compete for $20,000 in Cent. The only way to climb to the top of the leaderboard is to trade the Cent USDT pair. Trade now and invite your friends over. Thanks for joining us on our journey to free the money, free the world.